about your character in your playhouse?
Well, it's like I said, it's more what I would call a classical setting, as opposed to where Battlestar, takes it. I love it because it's a way to kind of get back in touch with the world of my own parents. It's I grew up where movies from the 40s, 50s, 60s, were in the style of it. It's a nostalgia that's there, and it's interesting because it's a mishmash. It's kind of like old is new again. So there's neo-punk, yet there's 1940s style, and I'm really excited to see all these people here. I'm still in shock.
Do all the Taurons have tattoos? Is there going to be a scene in the future, Esai, where you just rip off your suit and you have like mad ink all over you?
No, let me tell you something. I avoided that. My brother did, but I may have a tattoo here or there somewhere. But we can't give it all away here. We have to
save it for season 5. You promise us a tattoo shot in season 5?
We're gonna give you a lot more than tattoos. It's hard to do when you have a master relation. My baby.
Your erstwhile son, who's now playing your father?
Have a good time.
Esai, did you study William Adama to see sort of what tics he might have picked up from his father Joseph? Are you guys all following me? Yes. Okay.
It's interesting because I asked the guys when I actually went in and read for the character. I know it. They said, we don't want you to feel limited in a sense. We don't. Because if you think about people and parents and children, they're not always exactly, 100%, they're not always representing the 50% genetic contribution that they make. But I've known you for many years now. There was a time I think we couldn't do a movie without each other. We worked on 4 or 5. And the thing is that, I just wanted people to see where the strength came. I mean, I've seen a few episodes, but I've not seen it from beginning to end. I've not seen the whole miniseries and all that. But it's about understanding where his power and character and comes from, And I've said this before. At the beginning of this Caprica, I'm not going to be the same guy that we're going to end up having him be at the end. There's an evolution that has to happen. That evolution informs our son, our child. And, I'm grateful for the writers and the creators to not shackle me, to literally imitate a colleague, and especially such an accomplished one, but I can't help it. I mean, just the other day we did a scene where, I don't want to give too much away, but I find out something very, very mind-blowing. And a friend of mine came up and he goes, oh my God, he goes, you were like, the intensity, you in Eddie, you were like channeling Eddie, and that's a good sign.
Just shifting gears, I think it's really interesting for fans to know, what is the code? We've got 3 actors and 3 creators here. What's the code of secrecy among writers and teamsters and set designers? On the show, is there a legal agreement that people involved with the shows have to
awesome.
No, I mean, it says if you ever affect the work in show business, I guess.
Yeah. We have that crash.
Right.
So if everybody here agreed not to give something away, can you just tell us a few things, right?
No.
All right. I have, yeah, they promise. They pinky swear. I have a very exciting announcement that I actually should have made after we saw the trailer for Caprica. This is the first announcement of this kind, so Sci-Fi thinks you guys are very special. We have an official air date. So, clear your calendars. Caprica will premiere on...
Yeah, what's the air
Do
date?
you know what it is? Ready? It is Friday, January 22nd, 2010. This is true, I Googled that date to see what else was premiering that night, and there's a movie called Tooth Fairy starring The Rock, so you guys get your priorities straight now.
By the way, I noticed that's a binary situation. There's only 1s, 0s, and 2s. Get it?
My God.
January 2010, 2
Guys,
0s,
you're
1.
really